What's going on, guys? It's me. Hey, check this out. Y'all see that? As you all know, I've been going hard on these posts for Trump, right? So let me go ahead and cut to the chase. This right here is a Russian who had reacted to one of the posts that I put in that group right here. Donald Trump and Republican Party lovers. Yes, I know I'm sitting over here going to the lion's den, but guess what? That's where they at. They're in the lion's den. Shortly after I had posted that, my account was hacked. In the immortal words of Spice One, off of one of his best albums that he ever did, America KKK. You know you done fucked up, don't you? Now, for those that don't know, let me introduce myself. My name is Micah Brown. I served honorably in both the Air Force and the Army. Multiple deployments, multiple combat tours. Not only have I seen the atrocities of war up hand, but I've also was the one doing the paperwork to cover it up as well. My role in the military, in the Air Force, I was a jet engine mechanic. In the Army, I was an infantryman and also a paralegal. I'll tell you what I am not. What I am not is a YouTuber. What I am not is an influencer. I'm one of you. I wake up Monday through Friday, get my kids ready, take them to school just like you. Me and my wife sitting over here doing what we can to try to make it just like you. Let me tell you, in my household, we ain't making no millions over here. Not at all. You're not seeing me driving around in no dang six-figure, $500,000, $1 million car and got two of them in the driveway. We're not sitting over there on the big ass high rise overlooking the city. Nah, we ain't in that tax bracket. And neither are these influencers that are telling us all of this misinformation. The same information that is being fed by this white supremacist, Russian Nazi sympathizer propaganda machine that has been in play for decades. Before you, before me, before our parents, before our grandparents. Since these fucks lost the Civil War, they've been trying to figure out ways to get back in control, to finish the job. Just like Putin, trying to get back in control and finish the job. Let's first address these influencers and these YouTubers. This right here is one of the biggest ones, actually. He has over 2 million followers, spouting the exact same lies that Trump is spouting in defense of Trump. Let's take a little bit, see what he got to say.
On is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. It's Saturday morning. I'm in the bed, just kind of chilling and taking care of some business. I was on the computer, as you can see right there on the computer. And I got this nice view behind me, as you can see in the city, in the bedroom or whatever like that. And I just wake up every single morning feeling appreciative. As a person that was born and raised in the city of Detroit and taking the bus, the Hamilton bus down to Cass Tech every single day. I had to walk from Chippewa and Norfolk, between Chippewa and Norfolk on Green Lawn, 1 block away from 8 Mile, down to 7 Mile, take the bus every day. As a person that...
All right, Antoine, check this out, man. You're sitting over here spouting out quite the story. You're not one of us, man. You're not feeling none of the struggle that we feeling in the hood. Bruh, who in the hood is gonna be sitting over here with a damn mink-ass bathrobe on, man? Who in the hood is driving around in a $500,000 car, man? Who in the hood can say that they got well over $1 million just sitting in their garage? Not you. Check this out, man. You got to come to thinking. See, this man, Elon Musk, he put over $134 million in this campaign. We already know that on that $134 million, there was a lot of people that was getting paid. And we already know that the influencers and the YouTubers were getting paid just as well. If you fell in line and said exactly what was scripted for you to say, then you get paid. Not only do you get paid with money, but you get paid with the views, the comments, the clicks, the likes, the shares. Because everyone that's commenting, everyone that's saying, yeah, you right, it's the black people that you have misled, and the rest of those white supremacists, those Nazi sympathizers, those racists that are sitting over there in your comments that are trying to add legitimacy to everything that you're doing. The way that the propaganda machine works is that it starts off from Trump with Truth Social. And then from Truth Social, it is multiplied, amplified, spread out with Elon and X. That's the reason he bought it. Not only the reason that he bought X, but the reason that he's investing in all of you, the YouTubers and the influencers. Let me explain. All right, so from X that he has control of the algorithm. So anyone that is saying pro-Trump, they're seeing that they are getting a boost. Of course, everything that Trump is saying, everything that Trump is doing is emotional. No plan on how to make this shit work at all. You, Antoine, and YouTubers and influencers like you are adding to the problem, the issue, the hindrance, the re-education. So as you all living your absorbent lives with everything around you that is monetary, that truthfully has an expiration date. Think about it. Those big screen TVs that we're so ready to jump on with these Black Friday deals, eventually they're going to go out. And what you're going to wind up doing? Buying another one. That $600,000 car that you driving around in, that $1 million SUV that you driving around in, adding in finances and maintenance over a period of whatever the duration of the loan is. Yeah, that's expensive, bro. Come on, man. Trump is not the answer. Never was. Let me show you what Trump is. Oh, wow. Look at that. They took the video down. You can read the see. Trump, I could shoot someone and I won't lose a vote. Let me tell you, with Trump's plans, he's about to kill us all. And you're right, he's not going to lose a vote because the ones that's going to be left are going to be the ones that's supporting him anyway. The ones that are making well over 6 figures a year and can afford what he's going to sell them. Hey, newsflash. Donald Trump is selling religion, wrapping it up in the Constitution for what, like $50? Newsflash. Schools right now are making orders for the Trump Bible. to be pushed to the kids. Not private schools, not academies. We're talking about public schools. Let's read it, y'all. Oklahoma amends request for Bibles that initially appeared to match only versions backed by Trump. Oklahoma has amended this request for 55 Bibles to be placed in public schools that initially matched a version of holy books endorsed by former President Donald Trump. It's amazing what happens when you put a little pressure on these congressmen and other law people that we elect, right? Remember, we, the regular people, they need us. We're the vote. In my military career, it was all about operational security. And in operational security, you have to keep your ear out on everything that's around you. We've been so distracted for the last well over 15 years that there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening in the background that slipped by the cracks. Elon Musk is a security risk. Listen.
Friends, this is Chris.
Yuji.
Welcome back to the channel. So we've got a lot to talk about going on in the world, and we got to have a drink. It's revolving Elon Musk and Russia, actually. What's going on is the U.S. senators, a couple of them, are worried. It's Reid and Sheehan, I think is say her name. They're concerned about him being a security risk. So they sent a letter to the Department of Justice going, yo, there's something wrong with this guy. Let me read the language of the stuff and we'll talk about it. It doesn't sound good, to be perfectly frank. And you guys already know the issue, but I wanted you to hear their language. It says, these relationships, referring to Musk and Russia, and the phone calls that was reported in the Wall Street Journal, these relationships between well-known U.S. adversary, we all know who it is, Putin, right? And Mr. Musk, a beneficiary of billions of dollars in U.S. government funding, right? Beneficiary of billions of dollars. So he's getting tons of money from the government here. Pose serious questions regarding Mr. Musk's reliability as a government contractor and a clearance holder. Serious questions. Still drink.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about this? I mean, this is something I kept talking about for a while. Is like for just regular like low employee, you would never get security clearance if you're like talking to Russia and not reporting it because they were saying the way the Wall Street Journal reported is like, you know, he's doing a whole bunch more than we knew.
Yeah, basically spy. They were doing spy.
Well, the other one was too is I think I told you this before was Trump had a call with Ukraine, right?
Oh.
Zelensky, and then the way it was reported is that Musk just kind of showed up to the call.
That's
Like spy stuff.
really
It's weird. And so it's Sheehan and Reid, those are the senators. They were saying that this relationship is deeply concerning, right? That's their language. And the other thing they said too is communications between Russia government officials and any individual, right? So anyone, not just Musk, right? Anyone with security clearance have the potential to put our security at risk. So that's the issue. It is because the problem is whenever you call out Musk or Trump, they'll say, "Oh, you're just being political. You're just being political." But this is for anyone, and this is why I like to hear from you guys in the comments with it.
So remember, Elon Musk is a security risk. Look, I've been saying it for months, weeks, since before the election. When you take a step out of the emotions and you actually look at the actions and listen to the words of what people are saying, then you can see. Check this out. Just a day ago from the time that this post is going to go live, BRICS announces 2025 plans. It's all about de-dollarization. If you look at my post on my timeline, I've been yelling to the top of my voice, BRICS is coming. BRICS, the acronym, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. I'm going to go ahead and let the full 11 minutes play so that we can all get an understanding of what's going on. I mean, come on now, y'all sit over here when you're watching people like Anton spout lies for an hour, you can give me about 30 minutes. Before I do, India, the two people that are being in this made up cabinet, the Department of Government Efficiency. Don't say Doge. DOGE. Dodge. You know, Dodge Ram. Dodge Ball. You know, when you're playing dodgeball, the whole goal of dodgeball is to move and get out of the way of the ball. It's connected to a Bitcoin called Dogecoin. Come on now, look, coin, money, we all know that. Dodge, coin, move, money. Elon Musk is an illegal immigrant from South Africa. His money is going to be safe. He had to have a bank account somewhere at his country of origin before he came here. India. India is a country of origin for the parents of the co-chair for the Department of Government Efficiency. Oh God, this is stupid. I can't believe that they're so blatant with it. His parents are from India. And thus, India is a country of origin for him. So he definitely is going to have some money holdings there as well. This Bitcoin has went through the roof since Trump has gotten elected. And just yesterday, they made this announcement.
Creating a new banking system will help reduce commercial costs.
The BRICS New Development Bank will establish credit lines in local currencies, which will reduce transaction costs for small and medium-sized enterprises.
Iran has proposed a new network for energy transportation, and Russia has offered to set up a grain exchange, which President Putin says will help create fair and predictable price indicators.
What is happening to the dollar? In a stunning turn of events, the 2024 U.S. presidential election is over, and Donald Trump has made a triumphant return to the White House. The news has dominated American headlines, with debates raging over what his presidency will mean for the country's future. But while the spotlight shines on U.S. domestic politics, a shift is quietly unfolding on the global stage, one that could shake the foundations of the American economy. The BRICS nations have just announced their ambitious plans for 2025. And the timing couldn't be more critical. With Trump's return, the fate of the US dollar hangs in the balance. But what exactly is BRICS planning, and how will it impact the dollar's dominance? Let's find out. While America is busy grappling with political transitions, the BRICS nations are making waves in the geopolitical arena. These countries have been quietly but steadily building an alternative economic and financial system that challenges Western dominance. During their latest summit in Russia, the BRICS bloc unveiled a comprehensive 2025 roadmap that could redefine global trade, finance, and power dynamics. What's even more telling is the interest BRICS has garnered from other nations. In just the past year, 34 countries have formally applied to join the BRICS alliance, including heavyweights like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Turkey. The expansion isn't just symbolic. It reflects a growing frustration among developing nations with the current US-led global financial system. As BRICS expands, it poses a serious challenge to the hegemony of Western institutions like the IMF and the World Bank. But why now? Why are countries flocking to join BRICS?
The US dollar is facing a backlash. The forefront of this is BRICS. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, Russia thinks that BRICS should do more, so it has floated the idea of a common currency. Reports say they're working on a proposal which is likely to be taken up in August. That's when the BRICS summit will be held in South Africa. How will this happen? Some of this is already happening. like the settlement of trade in national currencies. India has an agreement with Russia. It's called the Rupee-Ruble Trade Mechanism, but Russia has more expectations from India. It is banking on India for more support, and Russia has similar hopes from China, and it's not going to be easy. Will China, that wants the yuan to replace the US dollar, agree to a BRICS currency? And would India want economic integration with China, especially given the challenges at the border? These conflicting priorities are the biggest roadblocks before the BRICS today.
The answer lies in a simple truth. The US dollar is losing its shine, and the world is searching for alternatives. Art Laffer, a renowned American economist and former White House advisor, has been sounding the alarm. He recently warned that the US dollar is turning into an unhinged paper currency. The problem, according to Laffer, is not a matter of policy, but of debt. The US government's habit of using the dollar as a political weapon, through sanctions, asset freezes, and financial blacklisting, has eroded global trust in the currency. This erosion is pushing countries to seek alternatives to the dollar, potentially accelerating its decline as the world's reserve currency. The real issue at hand is that neither Trump nor his former opponent, Kamala Harris, would have had an easy fix for the dollar's challenges. The U.S. is grappling with a staggering national debt that continues to balloon. With a debt burden exceeding $33 trillion, the only short-term solution seems to be printing more money. But printing more dollars only leads to inflation, further diminishing its value on the world stage. And while the American media remains fixated on the political drama in Washington, an even bigger story is unfolding on the other side of the globe. Last year, during the annual BRICS summit, the group made a bold move by officially expanding its membership to include countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and the UAE. This expansion was a clear message to the world. BRICS is here to stay, and it's growing stronger. Now in 2024, with the recent summit in Russia, the group has taken another decisive step forward. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel for more videos about China's
The video will be
development,
linked.
power, and influence on...
Right quick, guys. I will make sure that I link this video in the description. And yes, please share. Share it. The only way that we're going to get better is if we are informed and stop listening to people like Anton. They're not like one of us.
the world. Let's continue now. The main agenda? De-dollarization. Reports indicate that the BRICS bloc is set to launch a multi-currency payment platform by 2025. This platform aims to facilitate trade between member nations without relying on the US dollar. Alongside this, there are whispers of a gold-backed currency in the works. The introduction of a currency backed by real assets like gold could undermine the dollar's dominance, which is largely based on trust rather than intrinsic value. The timing of this announcement couldn't be more symbolic. It comes just 2 weeks before Trump's inauguration. While Trump has vowed to protect the dollar, the reality is that the BRICS nations are preparing for a world where the US dollar is no longer king. But who is leading this change? China, the powerhouse of BRICS, has been quietly but aggressively positioning itself to challenge the dollar. A decade ago, in 2010, over 83% of China's cross-border payments were made in US dollars. Fast forward to today, and that figure has dropped to just 47%. This shift wasn't by accident. The turning point came in 2016, when then-President Donald Trump launched a trade war against China, slapping tariffs on billions of dollars worth of goods.
The highest Chinese representatives, including the president, and I've asked them to reduce the trade deficit immediately by $100 billion. It's a lot. So that would be anywhere from 25%, depending on the way you figure.
Since then, China has accelerated its efforts to move away from the dollar. Beijing has not only increased the use of its currency, the yuan, in international trade, but also pushed for its adoption in digital payments and cross-border transactions. China's digital yuan project is a clear signal to the world that it's serious about reducing reliance on the US dollar. And with the backing of the BRICS bloc, this shift is gaining momentum. But that's not it. Oil has long been the lifeblood, of the global economy. And for decades, it was traded almost exclusively in US dollars. This petrodollar system has been a cornerstone of American economic power. However, this too is changing. Saudi Arabia, a key player in the oil market, is now exploring deals with China to trade oil in yuan. Last year, China and Saudi Arabia signed a currency swap agreement worth billions, effectively laying the groundwork for trading oil outside of the dollar system. The implications of this are profound. If more countries start trading oil in currencies other than the dollar, it could trigger a chain reaction, leading to a decline in the dollar's value. For the United States, this could mean higher prices, rising inflation, and a lower standard of living for its citizens. The United States is already feeling the pressure. Inflation is at a 40-year high, and interest rates have been hiked to levels not seen in decades. The Federal Reserve is struggling to stabilize the economy. But with the dollar's diminishing role in global trade, its tools are becoming less effective. Trump's promise to keep the dollar strong might sound reassuring to his supporters, but the reality is far more complex. Art Laffer's warning about an unhinged dollar is not just theoretical, it's playing out in real time. The American economy is being squeezed from all sides, and as BRICS nations move to de-dollarize, the U.S. could be left isolated. As Trump begins his second term, he faces a world that has changed dramatically since he first took office in 2016. Back then, he wielded tariffs and sanctions like a hammer to bend nations to his will. But now, the landscape has shifted. Countries are no longer as dependent on the dollar, and BRICS is leading the charge for a multipolar world. Trump's promise to protect the dollar and maintain its status as the world's reserve currency is a tall order. Can he turn the tide against the momentum of de-dollarization? Financial experts are skeptical. The reality is that the BRICS nations, especially China, have prepared themselves for this moment. They have built alliances, diversified their trade partners, and invested heavily in technology to reduce their reliance on the U.S. financial system. As BRICS expands and solidifies its plans for 2025, the world is witnessing the birth of a new financial order. The era of the unipolar dollar-dominated world is ending, and a multipolar system is emerging. For countries like Russia, India, and China, this is an opportunity to break free from Western economic dominance. For the United States, it's a wake-up call. The decline of the dollar's influence could have far-reaching consequences for the American way of life. Higher prices, less influence on the global stage, and a potential economic downturn are just a few of the risks. So, what does the future hold? The BRICS nations are not waiting for America to catch up. They are actively building a new financial system that could dethrone the dollar. The question is, can the U.S. adapt to this new reality, or will it continue to hold on to its fading dominance? We would like to take a moment here and appreciate you all for commenting and sharing your opinions. Your insights always impress us. Do you think the BRICS 2025 plan will be stronger than Trump's promises? What would happen if Trump fails? Let us know in the comment section.
And while that's going, this is what Donald Trump is focusing on right now.
By picking Matt Gaetz as his potential next Attorney General for the United States, Donald Trump may have accidentally, or maybe even intentionally, I don't know at this point, but he may have ruined Matt Gaetz's life. Here's why I say that. We all know that Matt Gaetz, effective a few days ago, resigned from Congress. So Matt Gaetz, for the first time in a long time, is no longer my congressman, and I gotta tell you, couldn't be happier about that. Now, I am concerned because whoever replaces him in this deep red district is going to be as bad or worse, right? We're not gonna get something better, so that sucks. But for right now, I don't have a member of Congress, and I'm actually okay with that because it's always been somebody terrible. But either way, Matt Gaetz resigned so that the House Ethics Committee would not release that report on all of his horrible activities over the years, one of which, by the way, according to the attorney for a woman who spoke to the committee, said this: Mr. Gates' likely nomination as Attorney General is a perverse development in a truly dark series of events. We would support the House Ethics Committee immediately releasing their report. She was a high school student, and there were witnesses. But by resigning, the House says we're not going to release the report. Now, they could, and in fact, maybe by the time you're watching this, maybe they have. I hope they do. There have been a lot of investigative reporters on social media sending out, their signal information, their, whatever private messaging apps they use, saying, hey, anybody want to leak it? I'll keep you anonymous. Just send it to me. Here's my info. So I think at least in some part, we're going to see this thing released. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Matt Gaetz has spent years attacking Republicans in the Senate. And he's now trying to make nice with them, right? Trying to act like, no, I've always been your buddy. I totally didn't mean all those horrible things I said about you over the years, calling you all rhinos and ineffective and, spineless. That was, just locker room talk, I guess, right? But he's made a lot of enemies over there. And according to reports that came out on Friday, there are as many as 30 Republicans in the Senate right now who say that they are prepared to reject Gaetz. I don't think it'll be that overwhelming. I think the vote will be very close, and honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if they do still end up confirming him. But if they don't, Gaetz's career is likely over, at least for the foreseeable future. Because in one form or another, at least parts of that House Ethics Committee report will come out. They are not going to be able to keep that secret forever. So eventually, we will find out what is in it. And that is going to be devastating for Matt Gaetz. Not legally, of course. Because even if the committee does decide, you know what, let's release it, let's recommend criminal charges, well, Trump's coming into office. He's going to pardon Matt Gaetz for any of this or instruct his DOJ to not go after it. So Gaetz is not, and I want to make this crystal clear, not going to face any legal problems for whatever is in that report. That is not ever going to happen. That is not what I am talking about. But he has no power right now. None. And if he does not get that Senate confirmation, he remains powerless. And by the time we get around to that, Ron DeSantis may have already held the special election to replace Matt Gaetz, so it's not like he can turn around and just run for his seat again. And even if he wanted to do so 2 years later, we're going to have another Republican incumbent. And when you already have the Republican incumbent in a deep red district, it is harder to primary that individual, especially if it's going to be somebody that has this mountain of a report looming over them. So if the Senate rejects him, Gaetz's career is destroyed. He'll still be fine, don't worry, he's got a family fortune. He loves being in the media, he still has his podcast. He's not going away forever. And he's going to still be involved in politics in some way, but hopefully never again in an elected position or in an appointed position. Maybe he may just be relegated to sitting behind a microphone in front of a camera, right? I mean, that's what Gaetz wants to do anyway. He wants to be a pundit. He would rather be famous and not have to do all the work of being a member of Congress, so he'll end up, much like myself, doing this for a living, and I gotta tell you, it is kind of fun, especially when you get to talk about people that you despise so much, watching their lives be ruined, all because Donald Trump nominated you for a position. That is a lot of fun to talk about. And Matt will find that out eventually when he, too, just becomes another podcaster.
One year ago, y'all.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the...
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
I think you can say that, yeah. She's accusing me of rape. A woman that I have no idea who she is. It came out of the blue. She's accusing me of rape, of raping her. The worst thing you can do, the worst charge. And you know it's not true too. You're a political operative also. You're a disgrace. But she's accusing me, and so are you, of rape, and it never took place. And I will tell you, I made that statement, and I said, well, it's politically incorrect. She's not my type, and that's 100% true. She's not my type. There's this ridiculous situation that we're doing right. It's a big fat hoax. She's a liar, and she's a sick person, in my opinion. Really sick. Something wrong with her.
Are you familiar, I'm sure you are, with something that's often referred to as the Access Hollywood tape?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's mark it and play it as, 35.
You know, and
She used to be very. She's still very beautiful.
I moved on her, actually. You know, she was down in Palm Beach. I moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it.
Whoa.
I did try and fuck her. She was married.
Huge news there.
No, Nancy.
Yeah.
No, this was marriages. And I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch. But I couldn't get there. And she was married. And all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look.
Jeez, your girl's hot as shit. In the purple.
Whoa!
Yes.
Whoa!
Yes, the Donald has scored. Oh, my man. Wait, you gotta look at me when you get out of your legs.
This up.
That is very
You give me the thumbs
Look
up.
at you. You are a
You gotta put the thumbs up. You gotta get the thumbs up.
Can't be too happy. Else off first? Yeah, let me.
It's very
You
funny.
gotta give me the thumbs up.
All right, you and I will walk down.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a different one.
Better not be the publicist. No, it's her.
Yeah, that's her, with the gold. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
See those legs? All I can see is the legs.
No, it looks good.
Come on, shorty.
Oh, nice legs, huh?
Oof, get out of the way, honey. That's good legs. Go ahead.
It's always good if you don't fall out of the bus. Like Ford, Gerald Ford, remember?
There's a little down below. Below the ham.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Trump, how
nice
are
seeing
you?
you. Terrific.
Pleasure to meet you.
Terrific. You know Billy Bush?
How are you?
Nice to see you. How you doing, Ariane?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Are you ready to be a soap star?
We're ready. Let's go. Make me a soap star.
How about a little hug for the Donald? He just got off the
Would you
bus.
like a little hug,
Okay,
darling?
absolutely.
How about a
Melania
little
said
hug for
this
the
was
bushy? I
okay.
just got...
That's you in that video, correct?
Yes. Yes.
And am I correct that that video was recorded in January, withdrawn? Am I correct that that video was recorded in September 2005?
I guess that would, I don't know the date, but whatever date it was is fine with me.
And am I correct that you were engaged to your current wife sometime in 2004?
I don't know.
Am I correct that you married your current wife in January 2005?
I don't know relative to that tape, no.
And the person you were speaking to, it's now famous, in that video was Billy Bush?
That's right.
Please
This is very old news, fully litigated during debates, during everything else, fully litigated.
Okay.
And you know what I said then, and I say it now? Locker room talk. That was locker room talk.
Okay.
That's what goes on.
And you did say in the video that you, quote, moved on her heavily, correct?
Excuse me?
You do say in the video that you, quote, moved on her heavily.
I did say that, yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
And you do say in the video that as part of trying to have sex with this woman, you took her furniture shopping, correct?
We actually did look for furniture, yes.
So that was true. You actually took this woman
I
Nancy,
think so.
furniture
It's
shopping.
been a long time ago. It's how long was that? A long time ago. But I think so. I do think so.
Is that the only occasion when you took a woman shopping?
I think so.
And you say, and again, this has become very famous in this video, I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. Just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything. Grab them by the pussy. You can do anything. That's what you said, correct?
Well, historically, that's true with stars.
It's true with stars that they can grab women by the pussy?
Well, that's what it's. If you look over the last million years, I guess that's been largely true. Not always, but largely true. Unfortunately or fortunately.
And you consider yourself to be a star?
You know, Diddy considers himself to be a star too.
I think you can say that, yeah.
And now you said before, a couple of minutes ago, that this was just locker room talk.
It's locker room talk.
And so does that mean that you didn't really mean it?
No, it's locker room talk. I don't know. It's just the way people talk.
Was so smart. And you know what else they say about my people? The polls. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. No, they say, Trump, we love you too, man. Trump's voters are by far, you know, I'm at 68, 69%. I'm at 90% total. Like, will you say absolutely? I think it's 68 or 69%. Will you most likely stay? That gets into the 90s. Other guys are like at 10. A guy like Jeb Bush, he has nobody, but he's like at not. I mean, like they don't have people. They have nothing. Rubio, soft. They're all soft. All soft. My people stay. By the way, Cruz, soft. The people, my people are so smart. And you know what else they say about my people? The polls. They say, I have the most loyal people. Did you ever see that? Where I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay? It's like incredible. No, they say, Trump, we love you too, man. Trump's voters are by far, you know, I'm at 68, 69%. I'm at 90%